Welcome to Comic Chop News. I'm Dan, my guest Gambit, and today we are going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. 15 years in the making, 3 hours and 2 minutes of film. There's a lot to say. I will start out by saying you can tell how you're going to enjoy a movie by the trailers. And holy shit, the Godzilla trailer is freaking fantastic.
Wow, right?
Like, he wasn't that interested in Godzilla and watched it. Was like, I have to see it.
Look, I love Godzilla from when I was a kid. You know, it brings back nice memories. You know, but I've never been a fan of Godzilla. But that trailer, holy shit!
And for me, also the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer, Rise of Skywalker, impacted me way more on the big screen than it did watching the little trailer on YouTube.
Yep. You know what trailer made me feel that way too? The one for Dark Phoenix. I am ashamed to say that seeing it in the big screen was more like, wasn't that I now want to see it, but it was more like, huh? You know?
It's all morbid curiosity for me. It's kind of like with Heroes in Crisis. I know it's going to be bad, but I want to see how bad.
Man, I want to read that so bad. I'm like behind like three issues.
I got to stop with Tom King. Anyway, we're here to talk about Avengers Endgame. I'm going to start by saying it is uncharacteristically, for a Marvel movie even, over-the-top jokey.
You think?
Okay, so...
I mean, it's a heavy movie.
It's heavy, maybe because of the way it goes from super jokey to
super serious.
Heavy, dark, serious, that sometimes it's jarring the way it shifts back and forth.
I mean, I guess you need that super jokey for how heavy it was. I think maybe you feel like it was super jokey. I think that the jokey gave me that sense of relief so that I could handle all that heaviness later and that all the heaviness, because the movie has some heavy moments.
I saw someone on Twitter post that if BVS was balanced the way this was, it might have been a better movie. I don't know what to think about that, because Alfred was the jokes in the movie. Interesting theory on it, because at some parts you kind of wanted BVS to have a little levity. Superman to kind of enjoy what he was doing. But we're not talking about that movie. I just needed to make that reference because I saw it and I was like, huh.
It's a funny reference,
actually. Let me have a thought on this for a bit. So the movie starts, and it seems pretty close to right after Infinity War. They found out where Thanos is, and they take the crew there after Tony is saved by the most overpowered hero in the Marvel Universe.
You know that I since the very first teaser that they showed Tony in the ship, like making that with the when you know that he's alone drifting in space. I knew that the only way that he could make it back was that on her way to Earth she just picks him up, you know.
Yeah, and then I'm like, well, how does the teaser in the Captain Marvel movie at the end where she shows up after the pager's going off, I was like, so we didn't put that whole scene of her showing up there first and her finding exactly where the fuck Tony is?
Yeah.
There were logic leaps. You almost think I have a problem with this movie, and I really don't. But I just have to point out the stuff that kind of...
I tend to overlook those little minor things. You know, it's like, I'm not gonna take away the whole experience that I just had just for a few minor things in there, because of course, I mean, everything has those minor things, but it was an amazing experience. 3 hours that went past so fast that I didn't notice that there were 3 hours that just passed.
Visually stunning.
Oh yeah.
It's weird, but that I sometimes notice the score, and I didn't notice the score that often because I was too engrossed in the movie itself. Captain Marvel apparently is cosmic uber. She carried the whole starship back to Earth. Before we go any further, if for some reason a spoiler gets out that might offend you, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep this as not spoilery.
I suggested that we recorded 15 minutes of just us eating chips and saying wow, because it's really difficult to talk about this movie without saying anything about it and ruin it for you guys. Go check it out as soon as possible.
One thing I'll say, this movie starts out after the Tony Stark monologue with one of the most brutal scenes I've seen on film in quite a while, especially for a Marvel movie. Like, Thor has a moment in this movie that is just shocking because it happens so fast, and like everybody's just like, oh shit. Okay, well, that happened. There is a 5-year jump. I don't think that's really spoiling anything. We get to assembling the heroes back together. What else do we have here going on?
They didn't use Ant-Man to shoot it up Thanos' ass. I am so
no. That theory
never
of
happened.
Ant-Man going up Thanos' ass did not happen. Ant-Man is in the movie though. I can confirm he was not up anybody's ass. So one of the things that was kind of brilliant, and it actually will catch you up with the entire Marvel universe. We all know there's time travel in this movie. It's been kind of reported to death that it was happening. Yeah. If you're behind on the Marvel universe, they pretty much go through all 21 movies just about.
Yep.
It's very Back to the Future where there's 2 congruent movies going on at the same time, and
oh my god,
equally fascinating. Back to the Future is referenced a real lot in this movie. Tony is once he gets back, what happened in the last movie has kind of broken him. It's almost a continuation of what happened in Iron Man 3, where he's seen too much. It's just the moment's too big for him.
Yeah.
And you actually kind of feel for him. He freaks the fuck out.
I mean,
I would too.
I mean, he's seen some shit, man. He's seen some shit.
And Thor also is kind of spiritually broken.
That's it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, no. He was angry and pissed about what happened. I'm gonna say there's a lot of references to The Big Lebowski and the Dude in this movie. I don't know if intentionally, but holy shit. Like, it's fascinating to watch.
I'm pretty sure it's intentional.
It probably is. Also, cameos in this movie, they're fantastic. Captain America has a support group for people who survived and trying to get through everything. Anthony or Joel Russo, one of the Russo brothers is there. Member of it, and he's the one talking. Creator of Thanos, Jim Starlin, is in that group.
It's super cool to see him in the movie theater, because last year I was interviewing him for the Puerto Rico Comic Con. So it's like, fuck yeah, I interviewed that dude.
Yes, I mean, it's cool that he got his recognition because, I mean, Brubaker got it in Winter Soldier, so it's nice that Starling got some recognition because, I mean, the whole Marvel cosmic universe basically is him. Like, the 70s were his time to shine. Him and Ron Lim, like, they created all that shit. Like, literally, like...
Damn.
And that's almost everything I love. And also Bill Mantlo, who Guardians of the Galaxy were his creation, and to say the least, he got gypped out of money, a lot of money, before he passed.
Yeah.
So, sorry to bring that down, but it's kind of worth mentioning the creators that brought these things you love.
Yeah. Let's support these creators as much as we can. Let's get those books. If you're just a fan of the movies, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being just fans of the movie. But if you have a chance and you want to try out one of those books which these movies are based off, please do so. It'll help them out more than we think.
Hawkeye in this movie is the most compelling he's been in the entire run of movies.
Dude.
Like, you get hit with a gut punch at the beginning with him. And the whole movie, Renner exudes so much passion and, like, just pain in his face throughout the movie. that you can't help but feel for him. It's probably the best he's been since Hurt Locker.
I haven't checked Hurt Locker, but I have to. But I have to say that everyone in this movie carried their scenes. All of them were great. I can't say much because I'm gonna ruin it. But yeah, I think they were all great.
Mark Ruffalo has probably his greatest performances. It's very Thor Ragnarok with him, but now him and the Hulk are combined. He's at like a Waffle House eating this gigantic breakfast, and kids are coming up wanting pictures, and he's like posing with them going, "Say green," and he's loving being the Hulk, and that's a fascinating turn. He gets to do jokes, like a lot of jokes.
Yeah.
Professor Hulk is kind of the bro that Bruce Banner always wanted to be. Like, he'd probably be on Jersey Shore. He keeps calling everybody tiny. He's eating tacos all the time. Like, enchilada. He's eating a lot in this movie.
He's a big dude.
Ant-Man has some good scenes and dialogue.
Yes.
And we know he's in the movie because they've shown him in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not going to tell you how he gets out and back out of the quantum realm. That's a whole thing itself. It's interesting with some of the characters, how they're seeing the world and how everything is. Like Natasha even is kind of broken, looking at how the only thing she's ever really known was being an Avenger after kind of going legit from being an assassin. And it's become her life, sort of, and just kind of teetering on the breaking down. She can't fix what's going on, but she doesn't want to walk away and just move on.
I guess something like that would be super difficult.
Oh,
to do,
yeah.
It's like especially if you had a part in something so huge. I can't even begin to. I'm not even gonna try to understand how you would feel in a situation like that. It's just she did a great job, guys. Wow, this whole thing, the whole 3 hours. I thought that there's some articles there saying when you can go to the bathroom, and I said that's crazy. Who wants to go to the bathroom during a movie? And I made it. I didn't go to the bathroom at some point, but I thought there was gonna be, if there were points that you can go to the bathroom, there were gonna be moments where it's gonna be slow or that it was just gonna be boring and you can skip it. But no, that's not the case.
The scene was pretty important where they said when Pepper's talking to Tony, because she kind of says something to him to make everything okay, and it's kind of important to know later on.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, don't go to the bathroom. Don't miss a single second. It's worth it. Believe me.
I will throw it out there. A lot of the early leaks, especially the ones by Boy Genius Report, fuck yourselves. Actually, we're all wrong. Their leaks. They were
really.
They were wrong.
Oh my God, that's awesome! I didn't know about that. I stayed away from the internet for a while.
They said in the quantum realm, Kang the Conqueror was going to be in charge, and they were going to have to encounter Kang the Conqueror. He was the actual real villain of the movie. You were wrong, and I'm thankful you were wrong. Because I can't deal with two purple guys in one movie.
Right. Oh,
purple
man.
And pink, actually. Also, they kept saying the Young Avengers were going to show up. No, there is no Kate Bishop. There is no Kate Bishop. But thankfully, everybody was making that rumor, and I sold all my Young Avengers books, and I made a tidy profit.
Good.
Anywho, that's my own business on the side. So yeah, as I said, the movie keeps going from uncomfortably humorous at times, where like something serious is going on. Rocket is doing Rocket things. Bradley Cooper still keeps up with the humor from him. Yeah. Comes at great times. Some of the time travel scenes show people going back to places they hadn't been before and seeing things that they hadn't seen before, and I don't want to ruin the humor of it because it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. I think it was very interesting the way they play these things, because I'm not gonna say anything else, man. It was really cool to to see
through other people's eyes.
to see some things through other people's eyes and from other angles, and those things that you maybe was thinking about when you watched the original movies. You go like,
And
you know.
Josh Brolin, I didn't think it was possible, but Thanos became even more compelling by the time that third act rolls around.
Right?
Where he's actually seeing the error in his ways, and he's like, you know what? I wasn't taking things personal before, but now I am. Just great set piece moments. And the third act, don't even think about getting up. Don't go to the bathroom. It is nonstop balls to the wall.
Yeah,
from the minute it hits about 1 hour 58 minutes, it starts creeping into like this insanity. There's a battle where there is so many characters on everywhere.
Yes.
And this is after.
All right. You know what it reminds me of? Reading the original Civil War comic books, you know, those pages that McNiven draw of all the characters in the page at the same time.
George Perez, Crisis on Infinite Earth, those covers where it's just like
everyone. It's like everyone.
It's a who's who, and Captain America has this battle scene where him and Thanos are fighting. Where you're breaking with him, and it's just the thing with him where he's just like, I can do this all day.
Yeah, literally. I know. Oh my God! No, stop. Oh.
There's jokes about Captain America's ass a lot in this movie.
Yes.
That is America's ass.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of oh shit moments in the third act. I'd say our crowd was either clapping or cheering 3/4 of that hour.
Yeah.
And I will out myself here. I started to choke up and get teary near the end. And a girl sitting near us was audibly blubbering. Quite frequently. So the movie takes you on a wild ride of like super emotional, like and then
yeah,
and it gets quiet. The whole theater got quiet except for
yep. Yeah, the heavy moments are pretty heavy. That's why I'm okay with the excessive amount of jokes, like you say. I mean, I like the comedy, so I really don't mind at all. But I feel like without all those jokes, those heavy moments would have felt way heavier. You know,
it would have been the early DC movies.
Yeah, right. It was way. Come on, I like DC movies.
I do too. It's just where it's just heavy.
Yeah, you're tired by the end of the movie. You're like, oh my God.
So I'll just flat out say, like, for me, the standout, fucking Chris Hemsworth fucking nailed it again.
Oh, dude. Oh, sexy as ever. Okay, so that's the best part of the whole movie. We get to see sexy Thor again, because you're welcome. Funny as ever, and his dramatic scenes are really good too. It's like, can this dude be more perfect? Yeah, I'm starting to obsess over
Ragnarok Thor made a comeback, like in a big way. Like, he also apparently plays Fortnite. There's just little things in this movie, and I was just like, you son of a bitch, like, seriously. And I'm not in love with him. I'm just like, he's gotten better. Where, like, the first couple of Thor movies, I don't know if he was held back by the script.
I think so. I think they played it too safe.
Or finally they were like, somebody's like, did you know he's funny?
Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, work with Guardians of the Galaxy. Fuck it, let him go. And, like, it's good. Like, who was your standout?
Oh, man. Wow. Oh, I think. Oh, Jesus, that's a really difficult question because Hawkeye.
He was my honorable mention.
I think he. Wow, and Chris Thor was, like I said, he's funny, he's sexy, and
Stop.
um, uh, Natasha did great too. Oh man, I
Hemsworth had some. Chris Evans, Cap had like some great moments. I can't go into those moments because
no. You're gonna ruin
I
it.
will not ruin this movie because even touching on it, I think you'd go in dirty knowing what happens.
Yeah.
And knowing what happens will kind of ruin the effect it had because I went in as clean as possible. All I knew were those Boy Genius false reports. So.
Oh man, I have a friend that he just texted me and he said, "Did you finish the movie?" And I said, "Yeah." And immediately he said, "This happens, this happened." He hasn't seen it, but he said, "This happened, this happened, this happens. Is it true?" And I say, "Yeah, it's true, it's true." He said, "Yes."
We waited in a huge line beforehand, almost an hour and a half before the movie started, and they were already lining a 6:35 line that early that hadn't even started yet. So at least for the next 2 nights, probably just expect to, have a little bit of a line. Of course, maybe everybody saw it. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to see a 3-hour movie multiple times over this weekend.
It's 3 hours, man. I have to work tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna see it tomorrow again.
I probably will see it again, just because there might be Easter eggs I might have missed. I'm sure someone will do an article pointing out every last one of them. They make some Stephen Strange jokes, which are kind of fascinating. They keep joking about where he lives. There's some characters I thought weren't served well, though, because by the time some of them showed up, there was so much going on, they got lost in the shuffle. They got their little moment.
But it's okay. I think it's okay. I mean, at least we got to see them. I think it's a nice. It was a nice wrap up for of all these 20-something movies, 15 years of movie. I have to say that.
Now.
23 movies.
22 now.
22 movies. I have to say that during the 90s, when I was reading comics a lot, way more than I read now. I was a teenager. We always dream about seeing these big summer events, in the big screen, and they gave us that big summer event with this movie. And I mean, it only took 22 movies, but yeah.
So we got about 7 minutes left before this starts
already?
over.
Jesus.
So I love this DSLRs. So what would your rating be on it? Out of 5, what do you give it?
I mean, I usually use my IMDb account to rate movies. So from 1 to 10, this is the fanboy speaking. I will give it a 10. I will give this movie as a fanboy, as a fan of these movies, because it's a great wrap up of this whole thing. I think if I see it with other eyes, I would still give it a 9. I think it was a great movie.
I didn't think it was a perfect movie, but it's real close to unseating Winter Soldier, and I love Winter Soldier. But I have them rated.
Yeah, they're kind of
they're both about 9s for me, depending on the day and week. Right now, I'd have to say they're 1A and 1B. I don't know which one's which, because again, you have to be in the mood. Again, 3 hours, you gotta know, I'm gonna go back to this.
Yep.
But
I before I went to see Endgame today, I rewatched Infinity War. That was the last one I needed to watch before going into.
And there's a ton of callbacks to these earlier movies,
yes.
a ton.
Yes.
There is even callbacks to movies that scenes didn't happen in, but almost recreated. Again, I loved it. Yeah, I guess I could say I love it. Again, my minor quibbles at the beginning were just logic leaps. Captain Marvel is the most overpowered being in the Marvel universe. I stand by that. She is an orbital cannon that they launch from orbit to nuke the aliens.
But I think they did a great job.
Yeah, they used,
they used
they used her
her
properly. Mm-hmm. There was some good moments. I did like seeing Denai Guerra. Fuck, I can't pronounce her name. She plays Michonne from Walking Dead.
Oh, yes.
She's oh god, the Dora Milaje character. I can't believe I forgot it. Every video. She actually was pretty strong in this. She had good representation. If you wanted to see ladies kick ass, this is the movie for you. There is a all-lady battle where they all throw down, and you won't be sad seeing the way they kick ass. It was impressive to watch. I like that they actually went there and did it, because you had all these characters and they had the ladies come in and take the front, and it was good to see. There was just a lot to love. Final thoughts.
Dude, go see the movie. It's a great movie. It's a super fun movie. It has its heavy moments. Be prepared to that. Don't go to the bathroom. Not a single minute should be wasted in going to the bathroom.
I can't wait to see how Spider-Man Far From Home is going to dovetail off this, because there is so much heaviness that happens that Peter's a high school kid. How is he going to deal with this? And I think they kind of showed in the trailer where, Aunt May is going, "Are you going to bring the suit?" He goes, "No, like I just want to be Peter." Yeah. So it's something to watch for. No end credit scenes.
Yes.
There is an audio stinger at the end. I mean, if you want to sit for 10 minutes, that's your call. Fuck it, I'll spoil this. It's literally sounds like a callback to when Tony was creating his Iron Man armor, with the clanging like he's working on a workbench in metal. It is what it is. I don't know what that thing is, but it's there.
It could mean so many things.
It just could be we just finished this 15-year odyssey.
And they just finished it with the way they started, So
I guess it's called the Infinity Saga now. They're actors who haven't been in the Marvel Universe for a while that you see again. I dug it. It was a nice thing to see, and go out and watch it. Don't wait. Don't ruin it for yourself looking at the spoilers. Go in as clean as possible. I know it's a pain in the ass keeping off social media. It was hard enough for us to do this without completely ruining it, and I might have spoiled something little here and there, but it's generally just the tip. The tip.
The things that we mentioned really don't say much.
But I just want to thank you guys for watching and joining us, and hopefully I didn't ruin anything for you. We really enjoyed it. You can find me on Twitter at Chop Comic, or on Instagram, dirty_epic. It'll be at the end of the video. And of course, YouTube, Comic Chop News. I do my comic reviews, the Long Box Paradox weekly. You can find me complaining about Tom King daily on Gambit.
Gambit Sync. It's easy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. It's Gambit Sync, and gambitsync.com is my website. If you want to talk about the movie, private messages, feel free to send me a message, and we'll talk about it, and we'll geek out about it.
And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye and hope that you enjoy the movie like we did. Sid, if you complain about me spoiling it for you, I really don't care at this point. Cheer up, and when you get here, we're gonna do some book club stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna do some stuff, Sid. Get here.
So, thank you all, and
see you guys.
Good night, farewell, enjoy your weekend.